Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check out today's episode. And guys, today I want to talk about the baits that have been most productive for me so far in 2025. At the time of filming this video, we're into October, and I've had a chance to go through my whole tournament season and, just fishing every time that I go fishing. And I've got 5 or 6 baits here that have just really caught a ton of fish for me this year in a lot of different conditions, and they stand head and above anything else as far as the other baits out there. And I want to go through each one of these lures, explain to you what it is, and sort of explain to you the situations they work in. And I'm pretty confident it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys as well. And also, guys, I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of the video here. If you guys would like to use that link to purchase any of the baits that I'm talking about here that work good for me, you can use that link. It's a good way to help the channel out, so really appreciate that. Okay, guys, let's get into this. We'll go over all the baits that have been really productive for me. Now, the first one has been a Wobble head jig with the Zoom Z-Crawl Junior trailer on it. Guys, I've caught a ton of bass on this rig right here this year. This has been a really, really productive rig for me. About 3 months out of the year so far. Most of the time I'm using a green pumpkin or watermelon candy and just some type of a wobble head, guys, usually 5/16 to 7/16, fishing it on usually 15-pound test Seaguar and Vizex line. And for me, guys, this has been all about just fishing points with a wobble head. It worked really good for me during the pre-spawn, spawn, and post-spawn, like between March to early May. And then I also caught a lot of fish on it in June and July of this year. This is a really good bait to fish anytime that you are catching them like on a deep crankbait or a football head jig. The wobble head jig is really good, and sometimes you get a lot more bites on it, but this has been a really good bait for me. Okay, the next one, guys, this is one I did really good on early in the season. This is the Megabass Nanahan +1. This is a Finesse jerkbait. It's only about 3 inches long. The lip on it will allow this bait to run about 8 to 9 foot deep on 6-pound line, which that's what I fish a lot on. And guys, this was a really good bait for me between like January to March. Just fishing it in any clear water application, anywhere that you fish a jerkbait, bluffs, rocky banks, points, channels, anywhere like that. But this X Nanahan +1, guys, I got a ton of bites on it early in the year. By far, caught more fish on this jerkbait than I did any other jerkbait model out there. Okay, the next one, guys, is probably, this is no surprise here, my Blaukat Throwback jig. Did really good. This was a big bait for me in most of my tournaments this year. I caught a lot of tournament fish on the Blaukat Throwback jig, a variety of different colors and variety of different sizes. It's just, I sort of went back to jig fishing a lot this year, simply getting back to my roots for quality fish. But I just pitched and flipped my throwback jig, 25-pound test Seaguar and Vizex line around shallow cover. And I caught them on it anywhere between late March and up until just the last couple weeks. Throwback jig has been a really, really good bait for me. The half-ounce size has been probably my most popular size. Okay, the next one, guys, is just the Zoom Z-Hog. This a Texas rig Z-Hog, guys, creature bait. I caught a bunch of fish on this thing all year long, pitching, flipping it around shallow cover. We had a lot of high water here in Missouri earlier in the year, and this was my primary bait. 5/16 ounce sinker, 3/0 straight shank hook on it, usually a green pumpkin or watermelon, something like that. But the Z-Hog really, really caught a lot of bass for me. And then finally, probably the one I caught the most bass on out of all year long is a 6-inch Zoom trick worm, shaky head with this Gamakatsu tricky head on it. Either a 1/16 of an ounce head or 1/8 ounce head. But this 6-inch trick worm, guys, it got me a ton of bites. I caught a lot of good fish on it, caught a lot of numbers. It worked in a lot of different conditions. Anytime I had water visibility over about 2.5 foot, I went to the trick worm. Now, the trick worm worked really good for me from about late March into July. We had, here in Missouri, we had a lot of current being pulled through our lakes during the summertime. So that's why the wobble head and the shaky head really worked good for me even during the summertime. Just great bait to fish around anything, docks, points, banks, whatever. The shaky head on the tricky head works really good. But really, guys, that's my 5 baits that really caught a bunch of fish this year on it. A lot of it just depends on where you're fishing at, the conditions of the lake and all that type of stuff. But these are some of my most productive ones. And I think if you guys would try them out, you'd probably catch a lot of fish on it too. So talk to you guys later. See you.